Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 continues the narrative established in the preceding verse, providing further insights into the state of the earth at the outset of creation. While shorter and less detailed than the subsequent verses, Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 introduces crucial elements that set the stage for the creative process described in the following verses. The verse reads, "Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." This verse builds upon the initial creation event described in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, presenting the earth's initial condition before God commenced the process of shaping and filling it. Formlessness and emptiness. The phrase, formless and empty, or void, in some translations, describes the early state of the earth before God's creative intervention. It suggests a shapeless and uninhabited state, devoid of distinct features and life. Darkness and the deep. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, signifies a state of darkness covering the vast, watery expanse, often interpreted as a chaotic and unorganized state. The Spirit of God. This verse introduces the Spirit of God, signifying the divine presence actively involved in the process of creation. The image of God's Spirit hovering over the waters symbolizes divine action, preparing to bring order out of chaos. Creation in progress. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 marks the beginning of God's creative work to transform the formless and empty earth into a structured and inhabited world, setting the stage for the subsequent acts of creation detailed in the following verses. Symbolism of water. The presence of water in this verse holds symbolic significance, representing the primordial elements from which creation emerges, as well as a symbol of renewal, life, and the Spirit's transformative power. This verse serves as a transition between the initial act of creation described in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and the subsequent stages of God's creative work detailed in the rest of the creation account. It introduces the concept of God's Spirit actively involved in the creative process, preparing to bring order and life to the primordial earth. Interpretations of Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 vary across religious traditions and scholarly perspectives, with discussions focusing on the theological implications of the verse, the nature of the Spirit's role in creation, and the symbolic significance of the formless, watery state before God's creative intervention.